I had a good childhood. I was raised in a loving environment. My parents were awesome. I was very curious. Curiosity led me to something that, I had no idea, what I was getting myself into.
I was a full-blown alcoholic and addict before I was 21.
I started using when I was 15 years old. Once I made it into my 20s, I was a full-blown addict.
I wanted to be clean, but I didn't know that I had to be in recovery long-term, and there's a big difference between being clean and being in recovery.
I was working and I had been stealing money from my employer, and they fired me. My 40th birthday was coming up, and I was in such a desperate state that I felt like suicide was the best thing for me. I made this feeble attempt at suicide, and it's not that I wanted to die, but I could not go on living the way that I was living.
I don't know what it was. I was working. I didn't know why, but one day I was just coming home, and I had this urge to just go get a drink. I was passed out in Meacham Park in Kirkwood. I had a bottle in one hand and a pipe in the other, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And then finally my mother caught me just passed out in the living room for the last time, and she was like, "You gotta leave." And this was in the winter of 2013, and it was a blizzard outside, and I didn't have anywhere to go. I looked at what I was doing, man, and I just started weeping. There's the feeling of hopelessness I had, and I don't ever want to feel that way again.
Once I did have to, I went to treatment and got clean, and the criminal charges were filed against me, and I had to turn myself in clean. But by that time, I had a sponsor, and my sponsor went with me when they did not send me to jail, and allowed me to make restitution, and I was on probation. And once I paid all of those things off, it was removed from my record. That's when I started to have some hope that things could get better.
For me, that's a lifelong decision that I have to make on a daily basis to stay in recovery. And it's a beautiful life now. And I started working at an inpatient unit at the same unit that I had gotten out of. So that was really cool.
Life is really good right now. And I know that, it's only going to continue to get better as I pursue the education.
I decided to go back to school, working 2 jobs, trying to pay for school, and doing recovery. It was just too much, So I heard about the next step. I applied. I got the interview. They said they were going to help me, and my life changed big time because of that. I was able to go down to 1 job and get back into my recovery.
Oh, it's very humbling. I mean, it's a big deal. I'm so honored, first of all, because I know that everyone does not receive the scholarship that applies, so to be considered and then to have the support.
And it's super important to me to continue on with my education.
It almost feels like, it's another family that I have. I feel like they are behind me, and they are so supportive and helping me achieve my goals.
The next step has given me that opportunity.
It's helped me realize what my purpose is by going back to school and being in the recovery process, and now I feel like I'm living my best life.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll bring the world to its feet and move mountains. Bring it to its feet and move mountains. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll